Portland, Oregon, just 60 miles east of the Pacific Ocean, settled in the beautiful Willamette Valley. A brilliant backdrop for another afternoon of gridiron action as we head to the shipyard for today's game between the DC Dragons and the Portland Fleet. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch. My name is Josh Circle, bringing you play-by-play for this afternoon's game, and joining me in the booth is Ramos Lynn. Ramos, we have arguably the best running back in the SFL today, facing a stout DC defense, but that's just one of several storylines surrounding this game. Look into those tea leaves of yours and tell us, what will you be expecting from these teams today?
The run game for both teams, actually. As you said, Ezekiel Love is arguably the best running back in football right now, and DC's defense, I think, has the people to stop him. But the same thing can be said for the other side. Obviously, Kevin Say, one of the best backs in the SFL, and Portland has to do everything in their possibilities to stop that man. It's going to be a lot of running, and I think the team that runs the ball best has a great chance of winning this game.
Absolutely, and no disrespect to Kevin Say, who had 48 touches in his game last week against Atlanta, and what a nail-biter that was. And I think we could expect only more of the same here with both of these teams. Portland on the winning side of the ledger for once at 4-3, now facing DC, who's looking to make some noise here in the second half of the season to try and salvage a playoff spot. And we are about ready to get this party started. So glad to have you with us. Portland at home, wearing gray jerseys, gray pants with orange socks and helmets. And DC visiting in their snazzy all-white uniforms. And the visitors will get the ball first here. And we are underway here in Portland, Oregon. And DC will take this kickoff at their own goal line. It's Kanye Rockefeller. And Rockefeller gets out to the 23-yard line. And let's go ahead and meet this DC offense. The wide receivers, Jeff Banfield, Mike Churchill, the rookie, and Josh Gill. The tight end, Rupert Westcloud, also a rookie. Another rookie at fullback, Chris Britton. And also a kicker, Potty. The halfback, Kevin Say, and a quarterback in his fourth SFL season, Shabazz Synergy, who will start first and 10 under center. Say and Britton in the backfield, staying in the block, and Synergy throws to the left side, and that is complete. And that's a nice start to the game for DC. And that'll be Josh Gill with his first catch of the game, 2nd and 1.
Important to have a quick start in this game. This is one of the longest trips possible for SFL teams in the U.S., going from DC all the way across the country, all the way to Oregon. And important to get a very quick start. I will expect Kevin Say on this play probably on 2nd and short.
2nd and short, Stay will stand the block, and Synergy throws. And it looks like that is complete, but somehow short of the marker. Gill again. And it's going to be 3rd and inches. I thought he had it, Ramos.
Yeah, me too, but I don't think this is worth a challenge right now. I mean, it's the first minute of the game. It's just 3rd and inches. I don't think it's worth sacrificing a challenge.
Especially when you have Kevin Say in the backfield, who has yet to touch the ball here. And they'll go out on a pass. Synergy going downfield. And that is nearly picked off. Chris Stash laying out to try and get the first turnover of the game. But as it stands, incomplete. And Washington goes 3 and out to start the game.
Yeah, I got to say, kind of a questionable call right there on 3rd and inches instead of giving the ball to your back. Trying to throw the ball deep. I mean, obviously trying to catch Portland napping, but it didn't happen. So a great stand by the Fleet defense in this first drive.
Absolutely. And it looks like they might be bringing some pressure on the punt here. Actually, they do not, and they will stay in. And this punt gets out to the 32-yard line. Brought down at the 34. Is number 29 for Portland. And that is Leo Morris. Second-year quarterback handling special teams duties. And while we have a second, let's meet the Portland offense. The wide receivers, Art Vandelay, Gene Valentine, and Benjamin Warner. The tight end, Nelson Lozano Jr. At fullback, John Truzman. Ezekiel Love is the halfback. And at quarterback, the rookie, O.J. Bruin. And he will hand to Love on 1st and 10. And that's a nice gain right out of the gate for the third-year halfback, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, DC Dragons, on that play, they had a safety. The strong safety was down low in the box. So, they will have 8 players in the box a lot in this game. It looks like that time they go with a 4-3 regular defense. Power formation, I think this is going to go to Love again.
Backup tight end Alexander Jacobs checks in. And Love gets the call again. Makes a tackler miss. Has room on the left side. He is loose to the 40, 30, 20. Can they catch him? 10. Finally brought down. It's David Leathers who wins the foot race to the pylon. But Ezekiel Love getting his team into the red zone on this first drive of the game.
And this is just a game of numbers. You have a tight end and the fullback, as you can see right there, sealing the edge. And it's just the fact that Portland has more numbers than DC does. And it's an easy first down, but Ezekiel Love, one of the best in the league, probably the best in the league, turns just a 20, 30-yard gain into 50, 60 yards just like that.
Gain of 48. Thank you, Declan, for that stat for Love. Now Truzman and Love by themselves. Love with a great haul on first down. Manages to get to the second level unblemished. And then finally brought down to the 7-yard line at 2nd and 5.
And something that doesn't get, I think, enough recognition is this Portland offensive line. They really don't have, many standout guys like big names, but they're doing a great job for Ezekiel Love and really giving O.J. Bruin time to throw the ball as well.
2 tight ends now for Portland. Love spinning and spinning again. Inside the 1-yard line, it's going to be 1st and goal.
Yeah, and this is just Ezekiel Love territory. I mean, this is 4 plays, 4 rushes, already 65 yards. That's why he's leading the league in yardage. And this is just another power I formation. I would like to have a run behind the right guard.
Would you settle for the left guard? Love dragged down, trying to bounce it outside. And it's number 51, Ajamu Afolabi, bringing him down. Let's meet this DC defense quickly. On the front line, Exodus O'Brien, Benny Butcher, the rookie Isaac Forrester, and John Gary. The linebacking core, Riley Hughes, Clint Hendershot, and Ajamu Afolabi. And in the secondary, Peanut Say, John DeSantis, Kanye Rockefeller, Jack Russell, and David Leathers. And on second down, it's Ezekiel Love into the end zone on the swing pass. And Portland is on the board first.
This is why Ezekiel Love is right there, top 2, top 3 in my opinion for MVP. That's 6 plays, and all of them went with Ezekiel Love. 5 carries, 1 catch, and the touchdown, as you can see on the play. Obviously, DC trying to protect the middle of the field because Ezekiel Love has done most of his carries today between the tackles, but Portland throws another wrinkle in there, throws it to him, touchdown.
A 6-play drive, culminating in the flare pass. And Ezekiel Love almost walks it in. David John, the 3rd-year kicker for Portland, will add the extra point. His strike is true, and Portland is up 7-0.
Very quickly in the game, 7-0.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And now Kanye Rockefeller will try to put his team in good field position as he is dragged down to the 24-yard line. And Shabazz Synergy and company will try this again after going 3 and out on their first drive.
Yeah, and 0 rushes to Kevin Say. Maybe DC is going to look at Portland's game plan and say, hey, maybe we should run the ball a little bit as well. But that time they go in an empty set. So it's going to be 4 wide receivers and a tight end.
Synergy in the shotgun here on 1st and 10. Low snap, but he handles it. Rush coming. Deflected at the linebacker level. That was Mel Davis. And I think Leo Morris, who both got tips on that ball. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yes, indeed. And trying to spread out the defense of the Portland fleet with that one. It's 4 wide receivers, a tight end. You throw the ball over the middle of the field, but a great job by Portland. deflecting that one. And again, they're going to shotgun, so it's going to be another throw.
6 defensive backs on the field for the Fleet. Synergy has time over the middle. Deflected again, and right there again is Mel Davis who shoots it down. Let's meet this entire Portland Fleet defense. On the front line, Robert Brawler, Bernard Patterson, Gary Burney, and Derwin Nuevo. The linebacking core, Gary Clem, Mel Davis, the fourth-year linebacker, and Khalil Thomas. And in the secondary, Leo Morris, Bob Funk, Sean Allen, Chris Stash, and Derek Majors. Synergy back in the shotgun for 3rd and 10. Good snap, throwing over the middle, and that's caught! A tremendous catch by Josh Gill on the logo. And DC has some fresh life and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, DC caught the Portland Fleet napping a little bit with that cover 3, so it's just one deep safety, and the responsibility of the corner is basically protecting the left side of the field deep. So post route was the right play call, and a great throw, great first down for DC, much needed.
Tremendous catch by Gill. Had 5 catches last week, closing in on 100 catches for his very young career. 2nd-year wide receiver. And here comes Chris Britton back in the game to play fullback right in front of Kevin Say. Synergy, short drop to the left side. That is caught. And Say will get maybe 2 yards. Or is that Britton? Excuse me. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, the fullback, and that was some deep coverage by Portland right there. No defender was within 5 yards. So he took the check down, and a good play by the Portland defense, making the tackle just for a 2-yard gain.
Trips to Synergy's right.
Sorry to cut you off. Look for another post route here.
Synergy under pressure, and down he goes. Portland gets their first sack of the game. And that is Derwin Nuevo coming off the edge, bringing the hurt to Synergy.
Yeah, what pressure right there. Nuevo with the speed, the rip move, and getting Synergy for a loss. The left tackle had no chance on that one. Again,
that's
Portland,
just well done.
Yeah, very well done. And again, Portland forces DC on a 3rd and very, very long.
Nuevo had 3 sacks last week. Already on the board today with his first. Now Synergy back in the shotgun. Has time to throw. Out to the right side. And finally, Kevin Say gets his first touch of the game on 3rd and long on a flare pass over the middle. And DC's going to have to punt again.
Yeah, they tried to do some deep patterns, but nothing was open on the field, so just had to check it down to Kevin Say. That's better than throwing an interception or something like that. So just take what you can get and punt it away. Try to play better defense this time.
Ron Van Cleef does the honors for DC. And Chris Stash will fair catch the punt return. And now OJ Bruin will come back onto the field. And Ramos, I would love to get your thoughts on OJ Bruin. There were a lot of quarterbacks drafted. And OJ Bruin found himself in the mix and signing with a very, very exciting, very young team in Portland. Just your thoughts on OJ Bruin.
I think he fell on the perfect spot because he has Ezekiel Love in the backfield, right? So here it goes again. So
Love up the middle.
Yeah, so I think he landed in the perfect spot because he has one of the best backs in the league, and he doesn't have to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game to win it. So I think that's the perfect situation for a young quarterback to come in. Whenever he has to throw the ball, he can do it successfully. I think he's going to throw it in this time in a shotgun formation. But this is an offense that runs through Ezekiel Love.
Only threw it 29 times last game. 6 of those were interceptions. And there's another one there as O.J. Bruin throws the first pick of the game to Kanye Rockefeller, who's slow to get up. And there he is finally. And DC looking for a chance to put their first points on the board.
And a little bit of commentator scores by both of us. That's double coverage. So not a great decision right there. The corner was there, and then the safety Kanye Rockefeller patrolling the area. That's as easy as interception as you will have as a safety.
Rockefeller, his 6th interception of the season. for the 12th year free safety. Synergy under center on first down. Pressure coming. It's deflected and incomplete, intended for Rupert Rustclaw, the rookie tight end. And that was Chris Stash on the coverage, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and I would like to see on this second down, DC going in a more of a heavier set and try to just run the ball traditionally. They go with 2 tight ends. They may do it this time, but man, the pass is just not working very well.
They do go with 2 tight ends. And now Synergy taking a shot down the left side. That's caught! And that's an easy touchdown for DC. Josh Gill finding the promised land. And DC an extra point away from tying this up.
That's just a 9 route, also known as a go. As you can see on this replay, the corner is not going to react to it quick enough. And Josh Gill, with his speed, just runs right past him. Great throw by Shabazz Synergy because he was able to get him in stride. Easy touchdown for Josh Gill.
Absolutely gorgeous throw from Synergy, and Derek Majors knew it the second he saw it coming down the pipe. And his only shot at breaking that up was a desperate leap, which came up futile. And now, Pauty, the rookie kicker, an extra point away from tying this up. High snap. Synergy gets, or the quarterback gets it down, and that is good. Bruce Leroy holding the extra point, making that nice adjustment. And we are knotted at 7 apiece, Ramos.
Yes, we are, and that's the importance of getting those takeaways. OJ Bruin, his second pass attempt, he has 1 touchdown and 1 interception, so no ball has hit the ground yet. And, it's what DC has to do, just force those takeaways and capitalize right after them. A 54-yard touchdown catch and run
To Josh Gill from Shabazz Synergy. Just a 2-play drive. And if that's all you need, knock yourself out. And here comes OJ Bruin and the Portland offense to try and atone for that interception on their last drive. Trips to Bruin's right. Bruin over the middle. That is caught. That is Benjamin Warner, third-year wide receiver, making a one-handed grab in traffic. A gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Play call for Portland on that formation. You have a flanker, which means it's a wide receiver that is lined up 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage with a free release. And it's just a move to the inside and finds himself open on the linebacker area.
2 tight ends to the right. And Love goes nowhere on that carry. The defensive line collapsing around him. That's Clint Hendershot, the linebacker, actually, coming in to join the pile. John Gary in there also. 3rd and 6.
Another press man-to-man coverage, forcing OJ Bruin to throw the ball into tight windows. Let's see if he has enough time and enough accuracy for this.
Bruin in the shotgun, Love to his right. 4-man rush, pressure coming. It is deflected and intercepted again. Rockefeller, his 2nd of the game already. You swing those arms, big man. Another turnover for DC.
Right, yeah, this is a great play by DC. They go press man-to-man coverage, and the corner does an unbelievable job on doing the pass deflection, and right there, Kanye Rockefeller able to make the interception. And again, DC is in scoring position already. This is the key for the Dragons to win this game.
And now Synergy with the best field position he's had already in this very young game. We're first quarter. Throw it to the left side. Say has it. And Say able to turn upfield to get a nice gain. I'll call it 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
That Shabazz Synergy goes over 100 yards in this first quarter. Majority thanks to that pass to Josh Gill for 54. Who, by the way, overall has already 88 yards in the game. So having a great first quarter so far. Another 2 tight end set. They like to do that deep pass to Josh Gill on the previous drive from this.
And that long pass did put Shabazz over 2,000 yards passing for the season. And he adds to that total here, finding Josh Gill again. And Gill not quite to the sticks. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's 3rd and 1, so you normally will think run, but Kevin Say has 0 rushing attempts, synergy with 12 pass attempts, and I think this may be actually a screen pass.
Chris Britton checks back in at fullback. Kevin Say gets to call his first rush of the game. He's got a first down, and he's down to the 22-yard line, and it's a fresh set of downs for the Dragons.
Good call. The left guard pulled to the outside, basically working as another fullback, leading the block, and he just needed 1 yard, got 3, and good first down. DC really getting the momentum of the game after Portland just had an unbelievable drive to score first.
That's right. Synergy will throw again. Say again on the flare pass. The defense converging. Gary Clem, the outside linebacker, first one there. And that's going to be a TFL for Clem and the Portland defense. 2nd and 12.
Now 13 pass attempts. Kevin Say with 1 rushing attempt. This is interesting. You know, I think Portland has a very good secondary with Stack Majors, you know, Buff Vong, Sean Allen, Leo Morris. So I thought they were going to run more, but they go in another passing down.
Synergy in the shotgun over the middle. Deflected. Tipped again. And finally falls to the turf. Mel Davis breaking that pass up originally. And Ramos, to your point about Kevin Say, because we mentioned in the open, he had 48 touches last week. And granted, that was an overtime game. But Josh Gill, conversely, had only 5 catches and factored out to be a third, exactly 1/3 of the DC offense, with 117 yards and a touchdown. And I wonder if they're just trying to find a way to get some more balls to Gill, and also Banfield and Churchill as well. The Synergy throws on 3rd and long, intended for... That's Jesse Glover, the backup wide receiver. And that goes nowhere. And we're going to see Potty out here for a field goal, I think.
Yeah, we will. And, you know, the thing is that DC is, unfortunately for them, putting themselves in a situation, where they have 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 a lot of the time. And that just doesn't work very well when you have a defense like Portland playing deep and some good defense.
Potty is good from 40 yards. Rookie kicker having himself a nice season. And DC takes their first lead of the game. It's 10-7. With 1:22 left here in the first quarter, Ramos.
Yeah, and that's thanks to 2 takeaways for the DC Dragons. You know, the coach really has to get with OJ Bruin and say, hey, you know, let's run the ball, and if it's wide open, throw it. If it's not, it's better to either take a sack, throw it away, check it down to Love. Just, you know, as long as we do not turn the ball over, we still have a chance. But if we continue to make, you know, throw interceptions, it's going to be very difficult.
Leo Morris gets the ball out to the 22 for Portland. And that is where OJ Bruin and company will set up shop with 1:19 remaining here in the first quarter. DC just 2 wins on the season, taking on a very young Portland Fleet group that has hit their stride here at season 17. Ezekiel Love gets hit by Ajamu Afolabi, and Love slow to get up after that shot. That's going to be a TFL for Afolabi, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and as of late, really both defenses doing a great job on first down. We have not seen many 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1. It's mainly been 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12. That's really helping them.
Bruin again over the middle. And deflected there by Clint Hendershot. And he will do the incompletion dance. And it'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and really having a tough time, both quarterbacks throwing the ball middle of the field. It's been a struggle. And another 3rd and 11. Portland 0 for 1, on 3rd downs. They're going to try again with a pass.
Bruin on the shotgun this time. Trips to his right. 6 DBs on the field for DC. Bruin over the middle. That is caught. And that will be a first down. A catch in traffic by Gene Valentine, excuse me. We got some mail on that in my last Portland game. And it's first down for the Fleet.
Yeah, great throw. Just past the sticks, getting a first down. And I think we're going to go back to Ezekiel Love on this first down attempt.
John Truzman checks back in. The fourth-year fullback sets away for Love, who breaks a tackle, breaks another, nearly got loose, was finally dragged down by David Leathers. But a nice gain there for Ezekiel Love, and Portland has another first down.
Yeah, it is so hard, really, to corral him. You know, he can break a lot of tackles, and if that safety doesn't make the stop, that goes for 6 points.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. Portland opened the scoring, but DC on top for the time being. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch.
What's up, everyone? I'm Doug. What's up, everyone? I'm Doug. Oh my God.
I'm Doug Brown, running back, Mud Dogs. That's Potty, Kicker, Dragons. That's Benny Butcher, DT, Dragons. We the Simpot, the late night SFL podcast. Check us out on YouTube and Twitter.
Welcome back to Portland, Oregon. Week 8 SFL action. Ezekiel Love on first down. Gets a no gain. Josh Zirkle, Ramos Lynn with you in the booth. Art Vandelay and Declan O'Rourke on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. And Cameron Irvine producing. In Portland, defending their winning record here at home against a hungry DC Dragons team that has been on the short end of some unfortunate results. They're looking very stout here. They got a 10-7 lead. And Bruin under pressure, thrown to the left side. That is caught. And that is Art Vandelay. And that is another first down for Portland. A great catch by the very handsome Art Vandelay.
Yeah, and Portland finally having a stable drive. You know, it's been basically all DC's defense ever since that touchdown for the Fleet. And now they go with 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers.
Gain of 15 for Vandelay, the third-year wide receiver. Love again. Bouncing off of DC defenders. And finally brought down by Kanye Rockefeller at the 33. Gain of 8.
I'm telling you, it's like watching like Barry Sanders play, and it's like when he has open room, you're just thinking touchdown. Good job by DC's defense, limiting that to 8 yards only.
3 tight ends on the field now. Love again around the left side, has the first down. Inside the 30. Will be dragged backwards, but will get forward progress on that run to the 28. Clock continues to run here early in the second quarter.
Give it to him again, I think, on the near side.
Jacobs checks back in, and they go heavy set. And Love, there's a couple of blocks there. And a nice run by Love around the right side that time. And it'll be 2nd and 3.
Right, and 2nd and 3. You know, they're going back to what they did on their first drive. They're giving the ball to their main back. Go same formation. This may be another handoff here on the near side. And Portland's doing a great job at blocking.
Love again. Ooh, brutal hit that time. As he runs for no gain. And that is Jack Russell, the strong safety. And he will put a hurting on you, the fourth-year strong safety will. And that'll be 3rd and 3.
Interesting decision here by Portland. Only one wide receiver here on 3rd and 3.
And 2 tight ends, and it is Love up the middle. Love's not going to get it! They stopped him short, and it's a Jamu off a lobby.
Wow.
Lobbying to get his DC offense back on the field. And here comes the special teams for Portland.
Yeah, Afolabi, a guy who's been in many teams. He started his career with us, actually, in Mexico City, and then, Sioux Falls and St. Louis, and now with the DC Dragons. Let's see if they go for it here.
Play clock down to 8. Bruin does not appear to be in any hurry, and there's the timeout. If it's only 1 yard, the problem is that sometimes you can get the guys to jump, but most of the time they don't. And so we are often subjected to this as Mel Davis looks on thinking, oh man, we could have had him.
Sure, and I think that on 4th and 1, the ball at the 19, I think it's a good idea to kick the field goal and tie this game up instead of having a handoff for a loss of yardage and you're giving DC all the momentum.
And Declan O'Rourke is on it. This will be a 35-yard attempt. And you see David John pacing off right from that spot on the 25-yard line. This would tie the game with 7:30 to play. Spot is down. Kick is up. And it is money in the bank, and we are not at a 10 apiece.
Good job on the hold and the kick as well, as David John puts it between the uprights, the lefty.
Ground control to David John. And he has his first field goal of the game. Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player, to join our community, the league and the teams that play in it, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong. Here's Connie Rockefeller reversing field here. Going strong until he was dragged down at the 22-yard line. And now, Shabazz Synergy will retake the field with fair starting field position. Kevin Say, 1 carry on the afternoon so far. Make it 2. Say, breaking tackles on the left side. Stepping over his own fallen lineman. And that's a nice start to the drive. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Yes, it is. And I'll say give it to him again. He's fresh here in the second quarter. Only 2 carries, as you said, has 3 catches. But he has to be pretty fresh. I think this is going to be a stretch play to the far side.
You see 7 in the box for Portland. Giving Say a great deal of credit. Chris Britton in the backfield as well. There's a shot. Now Say cannot get past the line of scrimmage. It's Gary Clem again. And the linebacker brings down Say right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Khalil Thomas also on the play. Great job at shooting the gap and making the tackle.
Bunch formation to Synergy's right. Deep drop. Pressure is cut. He had time to throw, but cannot find Chris Britton. Or Chris Britton cannot find the handle on the football. Take your pick. Either way, DC's going to punt.
Yeah, that's a bad drop by the fullback, unfortunately. And DC will have to punt. On the previous play, on that carry, the linebacker did a great job. That's called a backdoor chase, which is instead of chasing the running back to the outside, he goes in and undercuts the guard pulling to the right and basically tackles the running back from behind. And it was a great recognition and a great tackle.
Punt is away. It's Stash waiting for it at the 35. We'll get out to the 39. And that's Leo Morris again, excuse me. Now O.J. Bruin already with 2 interceptions on the day through just a quarter and a half, not even. Got to find a way to get his team down the field. Truzman in the game as well, leading the way. And Love is only going to get a yard or 2. You see their numbers there. It's been a productive afternoon for sure, but there's a lot of ball game left, 2nd and 8.
It sure is, and Portland really using Ezekiel Love a lot. He has more than 100 yards already, and also involved in the passing game. Has that touchdown, and he can just do a little bit of everything. Here it is again. Oh, great stuff.
And this time it's John Gary who gets off his block and notches a TFL on Love. And he had a lot of help there. Great job by the DC defense, flying to the football. And now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, great strength by the defensive end. That's really the most important thing for a D end, is just sealing that edge and just staying your ground, not allowing the offensive lineman to block you out of the picture.
Bruin on 3rd down, deflected. And that is Moore. I believe is the Vic Moore, the backup cornerback, the dime back that comes in there.
He's had a great game, actually. You know, he was the one who tipped the pass and got intercepted by Kanye Rockefeller for his 2nd interception. That was the same guy. And he's doing a great job on the slot.
And that's nice coverage on Nick Adams. Backup on backup action. And the DC backup prevails in that instance. And now Dominic Birkin will punt this back to Kanye Rockefeller, who is somebody you do have to watch in the special teams game. No pressure, punt is away. Rockefeller will fair catch it at the 27.
Yeah.
What a nice back and forth game we've had so far here, Ramos.
Yeah, and in DC right now with more than enough time, with 3 timeouts and 5 minutes to try to drive the length of the field and get more points on the board. This is another power set. This may go with Kevin Say again. Only 3 carries so far.
5:08 left to play in the half. And Say does get the call on 1st down. Tries to slide off the left tackle there. And Say celebrating. Meanwhile, Derek Majors, the cornerback who made the tackle, just goes back to the office and gets ready for 2nd and 6.
Not a bad day so far by Shavas Synergy. He has 9 completions, 16 attempts, no interceptions, so he has taken care of the football pretty nicely. Look for the out route on the far side.
Well, he's been taking shots down the field, to be sure. Pressure coming. There is the out route. Ramos's crystal ball rings true. And that is Jeff Banfield with his first catch of the game.
Great throw and a great toe tap catch. Good pressure by the Portland defensive line, to be fair. You know, forced Shavas Energy to move in the pocket and delivered a good throw.
And now trips to Synergy's left again. Say on Synergy's left hip. In the shotgun, pressure coming. Synergy deals, and that is caught again! And it's Josh Gill! Once again, making a break for the end zone, but this time brought down by Derek Majors. A tremendous gain for Josh Gill.
You know, and it was better coverage actually for Derek Majors than on the previous play where he got burned for a touchdown. He is right there step by step, but you cannot throw it any better than that. That's a perfect throw. You know, kudos to Josh Gill. Great route, great catch, and the yak, but man, that's Shavas's best throw of the day by far.
A gain of 44 for DC. Gill, his 6th catch of the game. That puts him over 100 receptions for his career. Congratulations to Josh Gill. Over the middle. They're calling it a fumble. And Portland has picked it up and started running with it. That's Sean Allen with the scoop. And we'll see if this one stands.
Yeah, obviously we'll have a challenge on this one. I mean, refs are taught to call it a fumble. If it's an incomplete, you can reverse it, but you cannot reverse incomplete to fumble recovery. So, you know, they're taught to just let it go, see what happens, and then we can go to the booth if DC challenges this one, and I'm pretty sure they will.
And that is a tremendous slide and then stand by Sean Allen as the challenge flag comes out from the DC sideline. Just very impressive with the way that Allen got down, got that ball, and managed to get a return on it.
Yeah, for sure. But we're going to take a look at yet another replay. We've seen already a couple of them, and this is not a catch. You know, he's just falling with one hand on the ball. He gets hit. The ball is loose. He never has possession of it, and DC will retain possession.
Yeah, he's jumping to get that ball, and it is loose before his feet even hit the ground.
It is therefore ruled a fumble. The Vultures will not be charged with a timeout. Second down.
DC not charged with the timeout. It looks like some sanity restored to the Shipyard on that review. And so Synergy and the DC offense will stay on the field. 8 in the box. The Synergy has a short drop on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, it's Gill again. This time over the middle. You see the numbers there for Josh Gill. 100 career completions and 131 yards on the day.
Just in the first half alone, he's been, you know, probably the best player on the field for either team. Right there with Ezekiel Love. And Kanye Rockefeller, to be fair, has 2 interceptions as well. 3rd and 5, 3 wide receivers. Look for the slants.
Synergy under pressure. Hit as he throws. And that was Derwin Nuevo that got pressure on the quarterback. And that's going to take points off the board. Now Potty's going to come out and try for the field goal.
And that's where this lands. And all game really has been very well covered by the Portland defense. And the pressure that they're putting on Shabazz Synergy has been extraordinary, actually.
This will be from 29 yards. Potty's second effort of the game. Same as the first. Right down the middle. DC leads 13-10.
Yeah, now it's time for Portland with enough time on the clock. It's 3 minutes to try to respond and at least tie the game before the end of the half. A good kick right there by the DC kicker.
Visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment you might have missed since the Simulation Football League got its start in 2013. SFL YouTube features top 10 plays, archived people behind the players segments, and all the major milestones in league history. That's the SFL YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL. And I would encourage you to click the video tab as Leo Morris is down for the count. That is not good news for Portland.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's their defensive back, nickel defensive back. As we're gonna take a look at this replay.
And their kick returner.
Yeah,
Oof.
for sure. Oh, that may be a concussion or something like that. I don't think. Yeah, it's kind of helmet to helmet, and falling awkwardly to the ground. You know, in a game where DC does have 3 wide receivers, Josh Gill is really harming your defense. It's not ideal to just lose a corner.
Darnell Snow, the backup free safety, putting the hurt on Morris. And now O.J. Bruin over the middle has a first down. A nice completion there to Benjamin Warner. And O.J. Bruin trailing on the stat sheet and trailing on the scoreboard. But a nice start to the drive here with a completion to Warner.
That's a great play design. It's a pick play, actually. There's a guy running a stop route like 3 yards downfield, and he's not really running a route, but he's just blocking the corner, basically, that has to chase the other wide receiver going in the slant route. It's a great play call and a good first down for Portland.
Bruin, short drop. All around him. Bodies are flying, and it's another completion. This time to Gene Valentine, who had 150 career receptions heading into this game. And adds one more to the total there. It's a fresh set of downs for Portland.
Yes, sir. And another formation with 4 wide receivers. Let's see if they go back to that slant. Well, 2-minute warning.
We got time for a short break. Stick around, see what Portland could do at the end of this drive. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch. Welcome back to Portland, Oregon, Week 8 SFL action. Josh Circle, Ramos Lynn in the booth. Art Vandelay, Declan O'Rourke on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. OJ Bruin throwing. And DC deflecting. That is Kanye Rockefeller, who we should note moved into 8th place by himself over the course of this game with 2 interceptions, passing Anthony Wyo of London. And Rockefeller now has 53 career interceptions. Congratulations to Mr. Rockefeller. And I suspect he may not be done just yet. Bruin in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Time to throw. Over the middle again. And Rockefeller coming up with another deflection. This guy's having a heck of a game.
Yeah, he really is, and he's doing a great job. His press man-to-man coverage is cover 2, so it's basically also called as 22-man. It is press coverage by the corners, safeties are covering deep, and their job is basically helping the corner that is having issues with the inside. And that's exactly what he did, and almost came away with his 3rd interception of the day.
Trips to Bruins left in the shotgun, 3rd and 10. Pump fake over the middle. That is caught, and that's another first down as Warner once again coming up big over the middle, and Portland continues to march.
They are, and it's the same play that they ran at the beginning of the drive. Is that pick play by the slot wide receiver? The other guy goes in a slant route, and that has been open a couple times already.
3 tight ends now for the Fleet. Love gets the call. Love breaks the tackle and is dragging a pair of defenders, and Portland's going to go hurry up.
And I will run it again, actually. That went for 7 yards. I will run it again.
And it looks like they just did. Bruin has a first down. Handing off to Love. And now Portland officially in the red zone. Clock continues to run. A minute remaining.
I will say one more run and then call a timeout.
There's the run. They're going to keep it going here, Ramos. 2nd and 11.
Don't agree with that. 2nd and 11. I think it's better to call a timeout and think better of it.
Love for the 2nd straight time brought down at the line of scrimmage. And there is the 2nd timeout from Portland.
Right, now it's 3rd and 11. It's a pretty, difficult situation here for the Fleet.
And that's a tough formation to run a hurry up. You got all those heavies out there. They blow people off the ball, and then they've got to hustle back.
Right.
Not great for the cardiovascular endurance of your football team. And now a bunch formation to Bruins left.
Maybe
Ezekiel
a corner
Love.
route here deep.
High snap. Bruin handles it. Dumps it off over the middle. It's Warner again. Clock continues to run. It's going to be 4th down. And they will just let this run down. I think they're going to be able to kick the field goal as the last play of the game, as the game clock is ahead of the play clock by about a second. David John, he's been solid his entire career, 57 of 57 heading into today's game. And this will be from 31 yards. And Portland will call a timeout. Not sure why you'd want to ice your own kicker at this point, Ramos, but maybe they saw something they didn't like.
No, it's not just to like ice it. It's the end of the first half. It's just kicking a field goal and whether that's good or not, making sure DC doesn't have a chance. Remember, Kanye Rockefeller is not only a great safety, but he's also one of the best return guys in the SFL. So you don't want to give that guy a chance to return the last kick of the first half for a touchdown.
They'll line it up again from 31 yards. Snap is down. Kick is up. And as time expires, Portland ties the game at 13 apiece, Ramos.
Yes, sir. It's fitting that the game is tied. The game has been so close on pretty much every category, really. That total yards is pretty much there. Both teams not having great success on third down. Both are 2 for 6. 2 field goals for each team. So it's been pretty equal all around.
Both teams still with playoff aspirations. Portland has the better record, but DC hanging tough with them, tied 13 apiece. Ramos, in general, give me your thoughts on the first half.
I think that Portland started off very, very well on both sides of the football, but ever since they threw the first interception, I think they kind of abandoned the run game a little bit, at least more than I would have liked out of them. Ezekiel Love does have about 20 carries, but a lot of them came before those interceptions. So I think they just have to settle down and make sure they give the ball to Ezekiel Love in the second half. And for DC, Kanye Rockefeller has basically saved the day for them a couple times, and Josh Gill has been unstoppable.
Absolutely. It's gotten huge playmaking performances out of Rockefeller. Those 2 picks, as we mentioned, moved him into 8th place all by himself. The first one tied Anthony Wayo of London with 52, and now he's sitting by himself at 53. And Josh Gill hitting a milestone of his own, 100 career receptions and 139 yards so far on the afternoon. 7 catches on 7 targets. Had that long 54-yard run that found the promised land early in the first half. And there's the second interception by Rockefeller. And the kicking has been a factor in this game. We've got a young kicker in here, Potty the rookie, who has, you don't want to say he's struggling because I don't think missing a kick or two is struggling, but facing a third-year veteran, David John, who has yet to miss in his SFL career. There's a lot to watch here, the least of concerning of which is Ezekiel Love's pitch count, if you will. 21 carries, as you mentioned, Ramos, and also the 1 reception. And O.J. Bruin, I think, did a nice job leading his team down the field. Granted, it was a run-oriented hurry-up, but did a nice job leading to this David John field goal, which tied everything up at 13. We're going to have great second half coming your way. So glad that you are joining us here in Portland, Oregon, in the Shipyard. Josh Zirkle, Ramos Lynn in the booth, Ark Vandelay, Declan O'Rourke on stats. Thank you, gentlemen, for your efforts this afternoon. Cameron Irvine producing. Master of the internet, Cameron Irvine. And now Potty is going to boot this one away. It'll be interesting to see who Portland has returning kicks after the injury to Leo Morris. We will pass on an update to you as soon as we get it. So Portland will take this kick from their own end zone. And breaking a tackle there. And it looks like Morris is back in the game.
Yeah, he is.
And that is wonderful news for the Portland faithful.
Yeah, so instead of being a concussion, it was probably a big head that, just put him on the ground for a little, but he has been cleared and he's back in the game, which is huge for the Fleet.
And after Portland tied this game on a field goal as time expired, they will get the ball back to start the second half. And O.J. Bruin will get back in the swing of things with that pass to Benjamin Warner, who's been that's Gene Valentine. Warner and Valentine, the favorite targets so far for O.J. Bruin. They each have 4 catches on the afternoon.
Yeah, that was Bruin's 15 pass attempt of the day. He's 9 of 15, so that's about 60%. With 2 interceptions, take care of the football better in the second half.
Love on second down, running out of the 3 tight end set, gets nowhere. DC doing a nice job of clogging up that defense off a lobby, back in the mix. It'll be 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 at the 33. Shotgun. They will go with 3 wide receivers.
5 defensive backs. Bruin under pressure, dumps it off. And Love is going to get a first down. Scrambling on the flare pass. All the defensive backs were covering the receivers, and Love just scrambled upfield. A tremendous play by the 3rd-year running back.
Yeah, and in case of doubt, just throw it to 21. He's going to make something happen, as Clean Hendershot didn't have the angle nor the speed to make the stop before the first down marker. That's a great effort for Ezekiel Love getting that first down.
A gain of 10 on the catch and run. Clint Hendershot finally bringing him down. And we've seen a lot of formations out of Portland, keeping that DC defense guessing. Bruin under center this time. Short drop, throwing to Love again. Love has the head of steam, but is brought down at the line. They're going to call it a gain of 2. John DeSantis among those in on the stop. 2nd and 8.
And he did look a little bit tired, I think, on that pass. Cannot blame him much. He had a great catch and run in the previous play, but he didn't look 100%.
25 touches after a little more than one half of action. Make it 26. And Love, nowhere to go. Clint Hendershot getting the better of that exchange. And you see the average there, but that average is going down quickly with this DC defense converging on Love at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 7.
Yes, it is. And the 3rd and 7, the DC defense has been outstanding tonight. 3 of 7 for Portland so far. And I think this is going to be a quick throw, and they're going to try yards after catch.
6 defensive backs for DC.
Incomplete.
Vandelay on the sideline, caught the ball but couldn't stay in bounds. And that'll be incomplete. And here comes the punt team for Portland.
Great job by DC, putting that pressure on the receivers, making sure they stood tight. And Portland is challenging this one. I don't think they're going to win this challenge. I think that's cleared out of bounds.
That's a little bit of a surprise. I'm with you, Ramos. I didn't think this was even close. But R62 going to go back under the hood. Then we'll get a great look at it here. Oh, that's not even close.
Yeah, not close.
I just lost $1 to myself.
The pass was incomplete. The catch was
And
made out of
there's the
bounds.
official word. The pass is incomplete. Portland's going to lose a big timeout here
4th down.
in the second half of what is still a tie game.
Yeah, that can be huge by the end of the game in a tie game like this. Not having one extra timeout, just having 2 for the rest of the game. It's not ideal for sure.
Dominic Birkin will punt it away for Portland. No pressure. Punt is away. And inside the 20, Rockefeller will be brought down at the 18. And that is Leo Morris doing all the special teams, returning punts and tackling punt returners as well. And here comes Shabazz Synergy in the DC offense. Synergy 12 for 21 on the afternoon, 157 yards. No touchdowns or interceptions to speak of. Kevin Say on first down. Spin move and brought down by Bernard Patterson at the line. And we've seen some punishment being dealt out to these ball carriers, Ramos. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, we have. And these 2 teams are built equally. Both teams with a quarterback, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 backs, 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 DBs. They are built exactly the same way. And 13 of 13. Exactly.
Synergy complete to the right side this time. That is Mike Churchill, the rookie, who has neither target nor reception to speak of until this very moment. And that is a nice gain and getting out of bounds as well for DC.
Working on a quick out route as Chris Stack makes the, force out. It's going to be 3rd and 2, which is ideal to have your whole playbook open at your disposal. You can run the ball to a Kevin Say that has to be pretty fresh. Only 5 rushes, 3 catches. But this may go with Josh Gale actually on the far sideline.
That was a gain of 7 for Churchill, the rookie. And Synergy under center for 3rd and 2. Over the middle! And it's incomplete. A swarm of Portland defenders there, including Mel Davis, the linebacker. And that looks like a 3 and out for DC.
It is, and Josh Gill was the intended receiver, and I think he was kind of bummed by the linebacker. That could have been some illegal contact or anything, but refs don't call it, and it's going to be 4th down, and Portland with a big stop.
Ron Van Cleef punting it away for DC. No pressure there. Fair catch called for. And Morris will corral it at the 39. And his work is done, at least for now. As O.J. Bruin and the Portland offense will retake the field with 7:26 to play in the 3rd quarter. In what has been a very interesting and very exciting 13-13 ball game.
Really has. Portland with really good field position. Now with Ezekiel Love having his stamina fully back, I will give the ball to 21.
5 defensive backs on the field, and it's Truzman, the fullback, who gets the call. And Truzman with a nice gain right out of the gate. A gain of 4. 2nd and 6 for John Truzman.
A little bit underutilized on this offense. No catches so far. That was his first touch of the game. Now we'll go with 2 tight ends in the backfield.
7 carries on the season for Truzman, who's on the sideline for this play. And that is caught by number 88 for Portland. Very close to a 1st down. Alexander Jacobs, the backup tight end, coming up with a catch. 3rd and inches.
Right, and 3rd and inches. Again, you could do basically anything, but Ezekiel Love, look at the near sideline, has a tight end and a fullback leading the way.
8 in the box for DC. They do go to Love. Love has to bounce it outside. He gets the 1st down, but my goodness, that was closer than you'd like to see if you're a Portland fan. Clint Hendershot, among others, in on the tackle.
Yeah, but it's a 1st down regardless. Portland keeps moving the chains and get close to midfield.
Clock continues to run. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. O.J. Bruin in no hurry here. No wide receivers on the field. Love again. And Love struggling to get a push after Afolabi brings him down. 2nd and 9.
Right. And Ezekiel Love now 25 carries. Still over 100 yards, and now under 5 yards per carry, but he's been really good at, just having those spark plays of 8, 12 yards and just giving Portland some chunk yardage since they are not throwing the ball deep today.
Bruin, short drop over the middle, knocked down. Hendershot again. We've been calling his name quite a bit this afternoon. 3rd and 9.
Yes, we have, and it's just going to be a quick slant route attempt. And Clint Hendershot just puts that on the ground. As you can see, he's there on an island. He just gets in front of the tight end.
Nice coverage. Recognized the slant route from Lozano Jr. Got that giant paw up, knocked it down. 3rd and 9 here. Let's see what Portland has in store. 3 wide receivers. And John Truzman checks back in at fullback. Love again. And the defense collapses on the Portland front. Peanuts Say and Riley Hughes in on the stop. And Portland will have to punt.
Yeah, interesting play call right there by the Fleet, to say the very least. They will have to punt the ball on 4th and 11. But, it's a chance to try to pin the Dragons deep inside the, their own 10-yard line and make them drive the length of the field.
Dominic Birkin will do the honors. Punt is away. Rockefeller calling for the fair catch at his own 17-yard line. Shabazz Synergy will take over there with 4:48 to play in the third quarter. And I'm still surprised, Ramos, and not to bang the drum too much here, if you will. Kevin Say, only 8 touches on the game right now after 2.5 quarters. Synergy, short drop, under pressure, down he goes. The Portland Rush gets home.
It does, and to your point, it's surprising because, last week he had 40 touches, almost 50 touches, and this time just 5 carries, 14 yards. It's first down, and DC is throwing the ball time and time again.
Derwin Nuevo with the sack. Synergy, another short drop, throws to the left side this time. And that is complete. That'll get his team into 3rd and 5. Churchill, the rookie, showing some exuberance after his second catch of the afternoon.
3rd and 5. Let's see the formation that they're going to go in. It's going to be 3 wide receivers. Look for the slant pattern.
Chris Britton checks back in. He's going to go out on a route over the middle again, looking for Churchill again. Diving over the middle, but just overthrown.
Yep.
And Synergy did not have a lot of time to let that ball go.
No, he didn't, but at the same time, that's on Synergy. The wide receiver had a free release, was wide open, middle of the field, and that's just a throw you have to make. And he didn't, and it's going to be 4th down again.
Van Cleef will come back out for DC. Standing in the shadow of his own goalpost. Low snap, but he handles it with aplomb. Morris from his own 42 struggles to get to midfield, won't quite make it. Out to the 47. And a short field once again for Portland.
Yes, it is. And DC really has done a terrific job on defense, on just limiting Portland's drive to just a few plays and punts, because Portland has had pretty good field position all game long.
And it looked to me, correct me if I'm wrong, Ramos, that Bruin was willing to throw the ball down the field until that second interception.
Yeah.
As we see Valentine, Deacon dodge his way for an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And it looked like he has, maybe at least until that play, taking his foot off the gas a little bit in terms of throwing down the field.
Yeah, and you look at his yards per pass attempt, it's 5 yards per pass attempt. So it's a lot of dinking and dunking. It's a lot of, quick outs and quick slants and drag routes, shallow cross. It's not a lot of deep posts and deep corners and go routes. And, I cannot blame it. It has worked decently. It's better than throwing more picks.
Love right to the right side. Breaks the tackle as the first down. Gets inside the 35. Down to the 34. 136 yards on the afternoon for Love.
That is correct. And good job by the 2 tight ends getting blocks. As you can see, another guy. That's Lozano, who has been pretty quiet in the passing game. 2 targets, 0 catches, but doing an unbelievable job in the run game, blocking for his guy.
And per Declan O'Rourke, that was Love's 3rd rush of 10 yards or more on the evening. Love will get it again. And Riley Hughes hangs on for the ride, but finally does bring him down. But after a gain of 6, and Declan made another point just before that run. Love only had 5 yards of rushing in the second half. Granted, we're still here in the third quarter, but that is impressive the way DC has been able to put the brakes on the run game here for Portland, at least up to that point.
Now we go with 4 wide receivers. Interesting.
Bruin in the shotgun over the middle again. That is caught and brought down. It looks like that is number 80. Not a guy I was expecting to make another catch. Nick Adams, a backup wide receiver, especially with Lozano still looking for his first catch of the afternoon.
Right.
But a nice catch by Adams, bringing it in over the middle.
Yeah, Portland has on their roster number 81, 82, 83, and 84, and they go with number 80, who is the only one of those who is a non-contract player. But he was wide open. Obviously DC taking care of the other receivers, and he was wide open.
Bruin over the middle, and that is intercepted! Peanut Say! And he's going to get a bit of a return on this. Out to the 15-yard line. O.J. Bruin's third pick, and points come off the board for Portland.
That has absolutely killed the Fleet today, as that ball should have never been thrown. I understand that, Peanut Save basically comes from a place where O.J. Bruin is not looking at him, but, you basically have at least 3 points on the board. You cannot be throwing more interceptions, and DC's defense just has been unbelievable ever since they allowed the first touchdown of the game.
Peanuts say his third interception of the season. Now Synergy will hand off to his own running back, and down was Kevin Say. And that is tremendous defense by Gary Clem, who has been all over the field tonight, and that's second and long for DC.
Yeah, he's a guy who I've liked ever since the SFL minor league when he was playing with San Jose, actually. He was one of those guys in that linebacking core that really caught my eye, and it has been really good in the SFL so far.
Say again, out to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. 3 Portland defenders there. Clem again among them. 3rd and 14 now for DC.
Yes, and this is a very interesting situation. It's a 3rd and 14, backed up at your own 12-yard line. They will go with 4 receivers and a tight end. I'm going to be honest, that has not worked very well for DC in today's game. Let's see if it works this time.
Kevin Say not on the field at all. Synergy thrown over the middle, deflected. Very fortunate for Synergy. Falls to the ground, incomplete. Mel Davis will get the PD on that play. And the Ron Van Cleef show is back on the air as DC gets ready to punt.
Yeah, I have to say, Mel Davis and Kanyo Rockefeller have actually been the 2 best players this game on pass coverage.
Yes.
That's Mel Davis' 4th pass defense of the game, and every single one of them on those slant routes has been just great, deflecting those passes.
Leo Morris will make a fair catch on the logo, and Portland will start this next drive at plus territory. So after the interception, DC can't manage to do anything on offense, and O.J. Bruin will have a chance to atone here on a short field. It'll be interesting to see how the DC defense responds here. 3 interceptions of Bruin right now. His quarterback rating sitting at 50.0. We'll see if it goes up or down after this drive. It may go up and down.
Interesting play calling by the defense.
Bruin a shotgun on first down, and that is caught. A tremendous leaping grab. I think that was Benjamin Warner again, who was put it all on the line for Portland today.
Yeah, and we were going to take a look at the replay. This is essentially a 4-0 defense, which means 4 defensive linemen, 0 linebackers. I mean, we do have Clint Hendershot, but he was, outside of the hash marks as basically another defensive back, and the middle of the field was wide open.
Hendershot might have had to cover a wide receiver there as Love springs out of the left side on first down. There's a gain of 6, and Love completely sprawled out on the field, trying to get some rest after his 33rd touch of the afternoon. May I have some 4s in chat, please? We got a tie game. We got playoff spots on the line. Bring it all back. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music here on Twitch. Welcome back to Portland. 4th quarter of a very exciting game between the DC Dragons and Portland Fleet. Josh Circle Ramos Lynn in the booth. Art Vanderlei, Declan O'Rourke on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. OJ Bruin quarterbacking. Ezekiel Love running and has a first down.
Man, that wasn't a 70-yard run, but that's Ezekiel Love's best run of the game. Hopefully we get a replay.
He dodged a lot of humanity to get to that first down marker.
If he goes to the outside, that was his intent, but he looks at number 23 Leathers and goes inside for a first down. That's the best attribute that a running back can have is field vision. And that is just exquisite field vision by Ezekiel Love. That's a beautiful run.
It's absolutely a joy to watch. And as you said, didn't have the numbers, but it had the quality where the quantity may not have been there. And Bruin throwing again, and that is complete. And that is Valentine again. And Valentine also, not a lot of volume, but making the quality count. He's come up with some big catches. And there's another big one there. Gain of 6.
They're 2nd and 4. And, they're learning for the past mistake when they go, they went 4 wide receivers, threw the ball for an interception. They're going heavy set, and they're running the ball with Ezekiel Love.
23 personnel. Love gets the call. And Benny Butcher had great penetration, but could not bring Love down. And he managed to get a couple more yards. 3rd and 2. And we have Love's total for the afternoon at 142 yards rushing and 13 yards passing.
4-4 defense here for DC. Expecting a run.
Love up the middle. Has the first down inside the 5. And Rockefeller and David Leathers finally bring him down at the 4-yard line.
Great run blocking by everybody, including Trusman right there, making the block on cues. And a great job by Love running behind his blockers. 1st and goal at the 3. And man, in a low-scoring game, you have to think a touchdown. Obviously, there's a lot of time, but with a touchdown, they really put the pressure on DC.
Absolutely. Jacobs checks back in as they go heavy set. Love around the left side. Nowhere to go. Stopped at the line.
Ooh.
And that is Jack Russell coming up and basically dragging Love back across his own side of the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and Love looking a little bit tired on that one. Man-on-man coverage here for DC.
Love on the left side. A couple more yards. You see the official numbers there. 163 yards, 35 carries. And we are just in the infant stages of the 4th quarter here.
Yeah.
And now 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Ezekiel Love is basically doing what Say did last week. Like, Ezekiel Love already with, close to 40 touches in this game and just being the bell cow today. But he looks tired, and I think, is that Love or is that the backup? I cannot see it clearly.
That is Love. Bruin over the middle. Intended for Lozano Jr., who still has not notched a catch in this game. Did not have a great opportunity to do it there. And that's incomplete. And here comes David John. Portland's going to settle for the lead.
That was a little bit of a rush throw by the quarterback. And at least Portland can come away with points and get the lead of the game. But it's only 3, so DC with a great chance of, with 8 minutes left to at least tie the ball game.
David John from 19 yards. It's up, and it's good. And Portland has a 3-point lead with 7:59 remaining in regulation. Portland looking for their 5th win of the season.
Yeah, this is a game, that has had a little bit of everything. The defenses have been great, only allowing 29 points out of the projected 54.5. And but when you look at guys like Josh Gill with 140 yards, so you look at Ezekiel Love with 150 rushing yards, it has had a little bit of everything.
Rockefeller out to the 22. I totally agree, Ramos. We've had some explosive plays. We've seen some outstanding defense. It's a very creative running. Portland finished season 16 at 5-7. A win today would tie their mark for most wins in a season Of course, this is only their 3rd season in the SFL. But let's give credit where it's due. As Shabazz Synergy gets back under center. And that is complete to Josh Gill again. His 8th catch. And you see the numbers there, 140 yards. Just short of the sticks, though, 2nd and 1.
Right. This is a shallow cross, making the catch in the linebacker area. And what I'm really liking about Portland, and going back to this 3 seasons they've had, improving every year, is the fact that I really like that they do have an identity. They know what they want to do. They rely on an Ezekiel Love run game. They have a strong linebacking core. They know what they are, who they want to be, and look at my linebacking core, man.
Kevin Say dragged down behind the line. Robert Brawler and Nuevo once again in on the stop, and it seems like any time a TFL is happening, Derwin Nuevo is there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, that was the DN, another linebacker, but still, it's a strong front seven, it's a strong run game, and Ezekiel Love has established himself as one of the very best backs in the league. Look
Short
at that.
drop for Synergy, and it's intercepted! And they're running! That's Bob Funk taking it back to the house! Return to sender! And Portland extends their lead.
So this coverage is called robber or lurk. It was called, back in the 90s, it was called lurk coverage. And what the safety does is basically waiting for any shallow cross or slant. He
He went up
recognizes
and
the
got
ball.
that.
Yeah, and then he made a spin move and took it back for 6. Unbelievable play.
An unbelievable defensive play in a game full of defensive plays. And Bob Funk, the free safety, who had notched only 1 tackle, was barely on the stat sheet at this point, gets himself a pick 6 to give his team a 10-point lead pending the extra point. David John puts it through, and it is officially Portland 23, DC 13, with just under 7 minutes to play in regulation. And that pick 6 by Bob Funk could not have come at a better time for Portland.
It really could not have. 6:52 is, a lot of time still, especially for a Stephen Mullen coach offense. If there's right now a pair who can get a touchdown in a hurry, it has to be Synergy to Josh Gill. So it's very far from over. Kanye Rockefeller, dangerous returner.
And the danger muted at that point after he's dragged down to the 20-yard line. Kurz Tinley, the backup defensive end, getting some work in on special teams, coming up with a play there.
Indeed.
And to update our Kevin Say watch, we are at 11 touches for a guy who got 48 touches just 1 game ago. Synergy under pressure, throwing, and that is complete. And DC's going to have a first down. That is the rookie, Mike Churchill, once again.
Yep.
3rd catch of the game.
A quick route to the inside, finding that open spot in the zone. And look at, the middle linebacker is blitzing the A gap. I think you could, if it's going to blitz, you can throw another slant or something down the middle.
There it goes. They only rush 4. They go to zone blitz. And this time, it's number 47 for DC. That is Bolo Young, the backup tight end. Was not expecting to see Bolo Young get a catch in this game, but there we are. And it is a fresh set of downs for DC.
Yeah, getting a catch actually before any of the start tight ends, either Rupert Westclad for DC or Nelson Lozano for Portland. And that's pretty surprising. Look for the slant patterns here.
Say to Synergy's right. Spin move by the quarterback. And there's looking for Westcloud, but nowhere to go. Mel Davis got there. It looked like got there a little early by my perspective. Let's take another look.
I think it was a bang play. Yeah, I think that's perfect timing.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's perfect timing by by the linebacker, as the ball was was hitting his hands and the hit was right there. And I'm telling you, Mel Davis, man, has been unbelievable in pass coverage tonight.
That's West Cloud's third target. But nothing doing in the reception column. Synergy under center for 2nd and 10. Short drop, pressure coming. Hit as he's thrown, and the ball is incomplete. Bernard Patterson getting in there with the pressure, and it's 3rd and 10 now for DC.
Man, the pressure keeps on coming. It's only 2 sacks for Portland, but I'm telling you, out of the 33 pass attempts, I will say Shabazz Energy has been hurried or pressure or hit on like 15 of them. It's been relentless pass rush all game long.
Very few throws where he's been able to set his feet.
Look for the post route here.
Synergy, deeper drop. And that is Kevin Say. And he'll get a few. Interesting decision there by Synergy, who once again was under pressure.
Yes. Yeah, and that's probably the reason why. I couldn't see the deep side, the deep middle of the field, but you had to settle for a check down with some pressure. And now this is Portland's ideal situation. Leading the game with a great running back. You just have to give the ball to him to bleed as much clock as possible.
Ron Van Cleef will punt, and Leo Morris will fair catch at his own 21-yard line. And Ezekiel Love, who has 30, by our count, 37 touches on the afternoon, will attempt to Dennis Eckersley this game and close this out to give Portland their 5th win of the season.
We go on an I formation this time. 6 offensive linemen on the formation. They're going to run it.
Love around the left side. Love breaks the tackle and nearly sprung free until Exodus O'Brien brought him down. And Love very slow to get up on that after that play.
He has taken a beating so far. Close to 40 touches in today's game.
He really has. Some of these shots have been absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
For the 3rd-year running back. But he's still in there. With less than 5 minutes to play, and he gets the call again. And this time he takes another shot. DC is Clint Hendershot, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Coming in there, making a big play. 3rd and 5.
Veteran Clint Hendershot, former Skyhawk, former Wildcat, now with the DC Dragons. 4-4 defense. Even though it's 3rd and 5, I will run it if I'm Portland.
8 in the box for DC. Just 1 wide receiver on the field for the Fleet. And O.J. Bruin in no hurry to snap this ball. There he goes. Love to the left side. Corralled again by John DeSantis this time. DeSantis knows how important that tackle was. He's short of the marker. And that is a 3 and out for Portland in the crunch time portion of this game, Ramos.
Yeah, exactly what DC needed, but it's not a bad series by Portland because they can, take away about 2 minutes off the clock. They do not put the ball in harm's way. It's not another interception or anything like that. Just your defense has been lights out, punt the ball, and let them rush the quarterback. Because from here, DC has to throw the ball, and Portland defenses knows it. So it's just a matter of putting more pressure on Shabazz Energy.
Punt is away for Portland, no pressure. Rockefeller from his 34. Rockefeller's going to break some tackles, make his own bid for the end zone. And finally brought down at the 43. You talk about somebody else that's tired. My goodness, the game that Rockefeller has had all over the place. 2 passes deflected, 2 interceptions, 5 tackles, and a partridge in a pear tree for Kanye Rockefeller.
Yeah, really has been all over the field tonight. Has been arguably the best defensive player and the best player overall for the DC Dragons in today's game.
4 wideouts for Synergy in the shotgun. Throwing on 1st down. That is caught. Churchill, the rookie, coming up with a catch. DC will hurry up.
They have to hurry up. They have to get a deep shot here.
Synergy will stay in the shotgun over to the right side this time, and that is caught. And that's Jeff Banfield bringing it in. And DC will wander back to the line.
Pressman coverage here.
Synergy under pressure. Can't get it away. And down he goes. Bernard Patterson in on the stop. And now 2nd and 17. Synergy over the middle. Deflected and incomplete. Looking for West Cloud again. His 4th target at West Cloud. You could feel the frustration coming off the rookie tight end.
Yeah, very clever last couple of plays. You know, in the previous one, they disguised actually the press man-to-man coverage. It was zone all the way with a blitzer that was the slot corner. And in the last play, the corner actually faked the blitz and backed off in coverage. A little of a really clever plays by the Portland defense.
And Synergy will stay in the shotgun on 3rd and 17. Throw it over the middle.
Incomplete.
That is incomplete. Looking for Banfield again on the slant. And it wasn't there. And now here comes the ball game at 4th and 17.
Yeah, and this is a really tough spot because, you know, that sack put you out of field goal range. You know, if you were still at the 35, you can attempt a field goal and put this in a one-possession game. But you have to go for it here. You cannot punt the ball. And at 4th and 17, there are not too many plays that, you know, are built for you to get 17 yards. We'll see.
That's a great point about the field goal, Ramos. Synergy, who has operated exclusively from the shotgun on this drive, will stay there. Kevin Say back into the game on Synergy's left hip. 6 DBs on the field for Portland. Synergy lobbing it up in the air. Deflected! That's Leo Morris! And that is incomplete, and DC will turn it over on downs.
Yep, that's another rubber coverage by the opposite safety. And, you know...
That's Sean Allen, excuse me.
Yeah, Sean Allen, and he's undercutting those receivers going on a slant pattern, making the deflection. And the play call is going to be run to number 21, run to number 21, run to number 21. And DC Dragons will have to start calling those timeouts.
Bruin hands it off to Love. Bounces it outside. Spin move to get upfield. And Rockefeller will bring him down. Stars colliding, quite literally, on that play. 2nd and 6.
Right. Yeah, and DC will have to settle all in a 4-4 defense, I think, and just play the run.
And they'll have to do it on the other end of this break as we reach the 2-minute warning. Portland looking for their 5th win of the season. On the doorstep to matching their best mark of all time. Come on back. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch. Welcome back to Portland, Oregon. Week 8 SFL action. Portland looking to wrap up their 5th win of the season as they throw it to Ezekiel Love. And DC will finally start calling timeouts. Josh Zirkle, Ramos Lynn in the booth for you. Art Vandelay, Declan O'Rourke on stats for us. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing for everyone. And this Portland Fleet team on both sides of the ball has looked really, really good in what has been a hard-fought game.
Yeah, Ezekiel Love almost made a mistake, you know, getting out of bounds. He didn't, thankfully.
That was very close to the sideline. Love scrapping for yards. He's going to be short of the first down marker. DC will burn another timeout. They're going to get one more bite at the apple here. And they'll probably be a little under minute 50 by the time they do get the ball back. And Portland will go back on defense. Dominic Burke and the punter for Portland. It's kicking it to a very dangerous return man, as you mentioned, Ramos, and Kanye Rockefeller. Punt is away, and Rockefeller's going to have to fair catch. Portland has played some tremendous punt coverage tonight. We've seen a lot of fair catches from Rockefeller tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Sonic Best 25 as well as Roblox Sport Network. Thank you very much for joining us. Join our Discord as well. We have tons of community members on our Discord channel, and we're getting close to the playoffs. One of the most competitive seasons in the SFL history, actually.
No better time to check it out and see what's happening. As Synergy will throw incomplete on first down. To get in touch with the community, to learn more about the teams, the league, and the people that make it go. And I'm not just talking about the players. It's so great to have you enjoying Week 8 action in what has been really a terrific game between Portland and the visiting DC Dragons. And Shabazz Synergy under center this time on second down. Pressure coming, throwing over the middle, deflected, and falling incomplete. Bob Funk once again in on that pass deflection. And it's 3rd and 10.
And Portland's pass coverage has been outstanding today. Shabazz Energy only has about 50% completion success. His QBR is under 60 points. It's been just tremendous.
It's been an afternoon of defense for sure. The Synergy on 3rd down, throwing down the right side, overthrowing Jeff Banfield. And another critical 4th down for Shabazz Synergy and the DC Dragons. You know, coming into this game, Ramos, DC was outstanding on 3rd down, 61% conversion rate. That was 2nd best in the entire league. And it has been a different story tonight.
It really has 3 wide receivers set. Do they have enough? They may like to throw it short and try to get the yards after the catch.
Short drop, Synergy under pressure, and down he goes. And it's Robert Brawler, the 3rd-year defensive end, who brings Synergy down, and Portland will take over.
Basically summarizes what's been the Portland defense today. It's just pressure up the inside, Synergy with no time in the pocket, and man, you know, Ezekiel Love obviously had a very good game statistically, but it's this defense of the Portland Fleet who, in my opinion, won the game for them.
Absolutely. And now here comes the best formation in football, as Bruin will take a knee and DC will use their last timeout. And there weren't a lot of fireworks. There weren't a lot of big, explosive offensive plays. But we did see a great defensive struggle here. Finally blown open by Bob Funk's pick 6 of all things.
Yep.
Giving Portland that 2-score lead. And DC just could not muster a counterattack, as Bruin will take another knee. And they'll wait and they'll kick a field goal here to make it 26-13. And I still like to see OJ Bruin. I think that, as you said, he does not have to do a lot in this offense. But when he is called upon to do things, I think he is growing. And I think he will continue to grow along with the rest of this team that is still very young. A lot of 2nd and 3rd year players on this Portland Fleet team. And they're pretty good now, and they're only going to get better.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. And this team as a whole is growing exponentially. You know, it's every guy in the defensive line was huge today. Mel Davis, incredible, especially in the passing game. Gary Clem, we saw him 2 tackles for a loss. You know, the corners were great. Bob Funk with that pick 6. So I think this is a total team effort. And, you know, Portland being 5-3 is not a mistake, or it's not, you know, the fact that they have gotten lucky. I think that they're a great football team.
I could not agree more, Ramos. David John for a 35-yard field goal attempt. Shaky spot. And David John puts it through with 10 seconds left. David John still perfect all time. And a tremendous kick there to make it a 13-point game. John 4 for 4 on the day, 61 for 61 in his career in the SFL. And Kanye Rockefeller, don't look now, is going to get one more bite at this thing. If there's anybody you're going to worry about for this DC team, it's that guy right there who takes the ball at his own goal line. Will spin move and get up field out to the 24. And here come the GGs in the chat. Absolutely good game between both of these teams.
Yeah, really good game. I mean, and for DC, there are definitely positives out of this. Like, they had 3 takeaways, 3 interceptions. Josh Gill went off, especially in the first half. Riley Hughes with 10 tackles. Really in the second half, they were able to do a really decent job on Ezekiel Love. I think the game plan of not giving the ball enough to Kevin Say really hurt him. But, I think there are definitely positives in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a bit of a surprise. And it might have been just trying to throw Portland for a loop, trying to get a different advantage. But 12 touches total for Kevin Say after 48 touches just a week ago. And Say only amounting to 18 yards of offense. But congratulations to the Portland Fleet on an outstanding win. Ramos, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we were expecting a close game. I think the score is not reflecting how really, close it was. I mean, the game was 13-13 all the way to the fourth quarter. And 2 very similar teams playing very, good football at times, some sloppy football at other times with that pick 6. The defenses showed some great plays. Kanye Rockefeller with 2 interceptions. Portland with the pick 6 again. Great pressure on the quarterback. 3 total sacks. Even though DC is now 2-6, they've been very competitive in pretty much every game. And Portland, I think, is way in its way for a playoff spot.
I could not agree more. Ezekiel Love is your player of the game. 40 attempts, 176 rushing yards, and a receiving touchdown to boot. Congratulations once again to the Portland Fleet. For Art Vandelay, Declan O'Rourke, Cameron Irvine, and Ramos Lynn, I'm Josh Circle. Thank you for watching this presentation of the SFL presented by APM Music. Until next time, we'll see you on the internet. Good night from Portland.
Thank you.